What's up, Silver Stackers? Thank you for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. Folks, we have a very important article to review today. Please stay through this entire video because this article is explaining how silver inventories are plummeting at the LBMA and the COMEX. And the most important part of this article is who wrote it. Patrick Heller, the same guy that exposed and wrote those two articles talking about the US Mint and what's really going on behind the scenes. He showed the legal stuff. He explained why the US Mint cannot purchase above spot price. He explained all of that stuff, went over every single regulation they're in violation of. I mean, this guy knows his stuff. He's very credible. And if anyone was going to write an article about the LBMA and the COMEX inventories plummeting, I would want to hear it coming from him. So when I found out that he wrote this article 21 hours ago, I was extremely happy to be able to cover this for you all. Now, if you want an opportunity to get a disgustingly large amount of silver shipped straight to your front doorstep for free, all you have to do is click one button and type 5 letters. How about that? Go enter my 60,000 subscriber silver giveaway. The entry video is live. It's open, and we're going to hit 60,000 pretty quick at the rate this channel is growing. You're going to want to enter now before you miss it. Every time I'm announcing the winner for that premiered video, someone in there saying, "Oh, I missed the giveaway. I wish I could have entered, yada yada." Don't be one of those people. Go do that. And if you want to purchase some silver, I got you guys. This is from Miles Franklin. Miles Franklin filled that $50 million order. All you have to do is send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. You could buy any amount. There is no minimal limit. You could buy $200 worth. You could buy $10,000 worth. You can buy whatever. There is no minimum limit. They also do IRAs, but that's another thing they offer. So let them know Silver Slayer sent you. Remember, there is no minimal amount you have to spend to get delivered. Now, let's jump into this. Silver inventories plummet at the LBMA and the COMEX. The link to this very important article will be in the description. Make sure you stick through this video because I can guarantee by the end, it's only going to get deeper. The London Bullion Market Association, also the LBMA, is the world's largest silver exchange. For the last 9 consecutive months, the quantity of silver held in the LBMA vaults have declined. The August 2022 report states that the vaults now hold only 916 million ounces of silver, the lowest total since July 2016. Now, one thing is, remember when silver broke above $20 for the first time since 2011? That was July of 2016. The July 2016 high of $21 silver. So that's interesting itself. But what's more interesting is this number right here, 916 million ounces. Do you know that this year the annual demand was 1.112 billion ounces? So if the vaults are only holding 916 million ounces of silver, what does that mean? 1.112 billion ounces is a much bigger number than 916 million ounces that the vaults currently hold. And demand is only going to actually be greater next year than the 1.112 billion ounces. I mean, here's another article. Silver demand for solar panels expected to grow by 15% in 2022. So that's already another how many, 100 million ounces. Plus EVs will have grown, tenfold by next year. So the possibility of the COMEX collapsing is more real than ever. And we haven't even scraped the surface for X, Y, and Z as well. So in November 2021, the LBMA vaults held 1.170 billion ounces of silver. Since then, inventories have fallen 21%. As dramatic of a drop as that is, it becomes even more extreme when you consider only the LBMA inventories not owned by 13 silver exchange traded funds and the private client investors who are customers of Bullion Vault and Gold Money. As September 8th, A total of 592.8 million ounces of silver in LBMA vaults were owned by these 15 entities. That means that around 320 to 325 million ounces of LBMA silver were available to other parties. That is an even larger percentage drop from the approximate 470 million ounces that were available to other parties in November of 2021. This silver is not showing up in the vaults of the New York COMEX. Silver in COMEX vaults is held in two different categories: registered inventories that are available to deliver in fulfillment of maturing commodity and options contracts called for delivery of physical metal. Eligible inventories are not available to deliver against maturing COMEX contracts unless the owner specifically elect to reclassify such holdings to registered status. Over the past 9 months, eligible inventories at the COMEX have mostly ranged from 250 to 280 million ounces. On September 8th, there were only 45.99 million ounces of registered silver in the COMEX vaults, down from about 80 million ounces at the end of 2021 and from about 150 million ounces at the end of 2020. Current COMEX registered silver inventories are at their lowest levels since July of 2020. Where is the physical silver going that is leaving the LBMA and the COMEX? Metals Focus India reports that silver demand in that country, perhaps the world's top silver consuming nation, is now so strong that the silver price in India is trading at a premium to the world silver spot price. In July of 2022, almost 58 million ounces of physical silver was imported into India. This was at least 50% higher than in any month in the previous 4 years and may be an all-time high record amount of imports into India in any month. Over the past year, the bullion banks that facilitate trades in the silver market have reversed their previous net short positions to now be in a net long position, which is historic itself. Obviously, their shift from an overall short position to a long position has also absorbed tens of millions of ounces of silver. Worldwide silver mining output now averages around 70 million ounces a month. Silver recycling operations produce about 15 million ounces monthly. With industrial investment monthly demand for physical now about 95 million ounces, demand is again outstripping supply. And that's what I was saying earlier. Mining output isn't enough. Recycling isn't enough when you incorporate, solar panels, pushing up 15% EVs. Every automobile company by the year 2030 is going to be an electric vehicle. 5G towers. I mean, there's no possible way in anyone's right mind that they can try to say the silver shortage isn't real or that there's plenty of silver out there. It is not true. And when you hear someone like Patrick Heller, which by the way was honored as a 2019 Fund Numismatic Ambassador, also the recipient of the American Numismatic Association 2018 Glenn Smedley Memorial Service Award, 2017 Exemplary Service Award, 2012 Harry Foreman National Dealer of the Year Award, 2008 Presidential Award. Over the years, he's also been honored by the Numismatic Literary Guild, including twice in 2020, Professional Numismatist Guild, Industry Council for Tangible Assets, and the Michigan State Numismatic Society. He's the communications officer of Liberty Coin Service in Lansing, Michigan, writes Liberty's Outlook. I mean, this is someone that cannot be more credible. Even when he was talking about the U.S. Mint, he was mentioning how he was friends with the U.S. Mint director during the 2011 period when they started outsourcing their silver, and why that happened. I mean, nobody's more credible than this guy. Even David Morgan was mentioning this. I mean, this stuff isn't just myth. Anyone who tries to say there's enough silver out there or that the shortage is is fake, then prove it. Nobody ever shows numbers. They just speculate. Oh, there's plenty of silver out there, yada, yada, yada. When I go over almost on a daily basis showing facts, actual numbers, it's not speculative. It's not assumption, it's not opinion related. It is what the numbers show, and numbers do not lie. You cannot try to disprove or discredit something that's right in front of your face. If you're trying to say the silver shortage isn't real, that means you're probably coming from bias because you previously said it wasn't real, and now you don't want to admit when the information is blatantly in front of your face that you're wrong. I've been calling this out for a couple years now. Before, when I started calling it out, there was not this type of information. Nobody was mentioning it. I saw it because I do daily research for hours a day, but now bigger and bigger names are coming out, more and more articles, even mints are coming out and admitting it. But now that it's obvious, the people that previously were standing about, oh, those guys are just trying to hype it up, they don't want to admit that I was right or that we were right. And I'm not trying to say I told you so. I'm just saying that it's very, very, very misleading when you try to say that there's plenty of silver out there or that the silver shortage is a myth. It's not. I mean, you have one of the most credible people out there, Patrick Heller, that is showing the numbers. If the numbers didn't show it, there was a silver shortage, he would be making a video talking about why there's not a silver shortage. I mean, he's not just coming biasly either. He's looking at the numbers and telling you guys what he sees, what's actually happening, and what's going to happen. So, anyways, with industrial and investment monthly demand for physical silver at about 95 million ounces, demand is again outstripping supply. Now that information on how much silver inventories at the LBMA and COMEX are declining is becoming more widespread. The prospects for higher prices over the next year are looking more attractive. And imagine not just next year, imagine in 5 years, imagine in 10 years. What do you think's going to look like? How many billions and billions of ounces will we need by the year 2026, by the year 2030? I mean, by then, silver will have been long gone. People are already holding and not selling. I mean, this is a problem, folks, that a lot of people are underlooking and, and pun intended, undermining. And when they realize it, they're going to be kicking themselves in the butt because it's going to be too late. Anyways, I wanted to share this article. I want to shout out Patrick Heller. He writes some of the best articles out there. When he covered those two articles about the U.S. Mint, I knew this guy knew what he was talking about and that he was very credible. The way this guy breaks things down is so it's very impressive. He's straight to the point, but also he has enough even resources. Like he mentioned, he was saying that he's good friends with the US Mint director during that 2010 to 2011 period, and asked him why he started outsourcing his silver, which was because they started producing 30 to 40 million per year and they couldn't keep up with that type of production, so they get it from Sunshine Mint now. Makes it easier. But also to back that by the numbers, which also prove that it's not just made up, is even better. And I really hope you all are on board with this and understand the reality, the severity of what's going on, because LBMA and COMEX vaults are plummeting near empty. And if you are someone that doesn't own silver before these vaults run dry, which I've actually covered other articles where the LBMA mentions or admits their vaults are empty or have been emptied, then you're gonna be SOL. By that time, it's too late. And then we haven't even dove into the other reason, even the more important reason you need silver, and that's because the financial collapse, BRICS nations, the stuff that Andy Schectman was just talking about in the interview the other day. That's a whole different degree of severity and importance of why you need silver. So anyways, if you do want to purchase silver, we're talking about a life or death situation. I hope you try Miles Franklin out. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Like Andy even said in the interview, he said he'll match any other, bullion dealer's price if He already doesn't have it lower. He'll match it. Just prove that they have it at that price. He will match it, and he will always make things right. He'll always give you a great experience. I can't offer you a better opportunity than this. I literally can't, because he will match any other price that you could find. Plus, building a relationship with someone like him is beyond important itself. So I'm offering you something that I cannot find a better offer of. And for me to be able to do that for you is very honoring, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to give you guys that opportunity, because it definitely is important, especially since you can buy any amount. There is no $10,000 minimum like some people were thinking. He does also, or Miles Franklin does also handle IRAs, but there's still a bullion dealer that you could buy $100 worth of American Eagles if you wanted, and they'll ship it out to you. There's no minimum. So remember that. But if you also do or need your IRAs handled, Andy will help you with that. Someone emailed me the other day, said they were in a train wreck mess of the situation with their accounts, their IRAs. They don't know what to do with the taxes. So I said, "Hey Andy, can I send this lady your way? She's in a pickle. She doesn't know what to do. She's stressed out." And Andy said, "Sure, I'll help her out." That's the type of guy he is. Even if she doesn't go through him, he's just going to help her figure that situation out, because he's a good guy and he cares. And that's I can't offer anything better, for you guys than that. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. Also, remember, I'm doing a 60,000 subscriber silver giveaway. The entry videos in the description. If you want to purchase from Miles Franklin, let him know Silver Slayer sent you. Andy would love to hear that. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.